Millie Bobby Brown announces her engagement to boyfriend Jake Bon Jovi. That's the 19-year-old smiling ear to ear, rocking a large diamond ring on that finger as her man hugs her from behind. I've loved you 3 summers now, honey, I want 'em all. Jake, who's the 20-year-old son of rock icon Jon Bon Jovi, also posted pics from the same shoot at the beach, writing simply, forever.
Family, welcome back to 180 Truth, where I'm going to talk about some more celebrities I don't even follow. Why do we do that?
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Real simple, family, because here at 180 Truth, your brother minister, Dr. O, wants to give you the truth. And today I'm going to talk about the truth about marrying young. We want to get into it, family. We want to know the truth.
Now you know the truth.
About marrying young, family, we want to get into
And
it.
ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So stick around here at 180 Truth. Come on, let's go. Family, welcome back to 180
And
Truth,
ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
where I want to share with you principles and from God's word, the truth that will transform your life and your relationships. And so I just want to take a moment here. I saw the news about this young actress, 19 years old, and I believe the gentleman that her fiance is 20 years old, and I don't know anything about them, family, so this is not a gossip report. This is really watching that, because as much as I saw that there were those who were celebrating, I know that when I married young, as well as when I see young couples today, my goodness, there's also a lot of hate. There are a lot of haters, and I know some of you have been watching stuff in the manosphere, and especially brothers giving all this advice about getting married when you're like, I don't know, 40 or something, 35, and you got $1 million, and you got and you've experienced all these other relationships and I know also, there are also a lot of moms that I know that tell their baby girls with a good heart, well-meaning, then they say, hey, you want to wait till you get your money and don't have to depend on any man and all this other stuff, and they give them a narrative of kind of like you can't trust any man and they will fail you, so you need to be able to bounce back and you got to have your career in order. And family, there are some truths in all those things, but I want to share with you. And why do I feel like I want to share with you? Number one, I have been doing this stuff called ministry since 2005, which include doing premarital, doing mentoring from a Christian perspective. I've been, a minister of the gospel since ordained at the Christian Cultural Center since 2005. So I've seen a lot of marriages, done a lot of marriage counseling and marriage preparation. That's number one. Number two, I have been happily married, going on 23 years this year in 2003. And my wife and I married when we were very young. And so there are some things I want to share with you off the bat about the truths about preparing for marriage, marrying young. There's a reality within our society and culture that we really don't prepare men and women at all to be husbands and wives, depending on where we are culturally. And unfortunately, since I converted to Christianity at 19, I have seen it among many Christians where they don't spend a lot of time preparing and even giving the sense of for their children to think about marriage as a goal. They kind of think it's just going to happen. No, family, what's just going to happen is going to be promiscuity. It's going to be that they're going to end up with a history of intimate engagements with people that are going to break their hearts. And here's the thing. There are some folks that spend so much time in singleness and moving around from one relationship to another relationship, they become experts in simply breaking up. But enough of that. Let me give you the truth. Let me give you some truth here. Number one, if you're considering marrying young, you want to make sure you are settling your drama issues. You want to make sure you're settling your drama issues, your drama and your trauma, because no one can say how much time it takes for someone to be healed of drama and trauma, but all I will say is you need to be in a place where you are aware of it, you're aware of your issues, you're aware of your challenges. Awareness is half the battle, and and that you have sought wise counsel, even therapy, depending on the kind of trauma and drama that you have experienced. I want to encourage everyone to make a study of attachment theory, because we oftentimes attach ourselves to people through which we will relive the drama and the trauma of our lives if we have not dealt with it. So that's important, family, because oftentimes, too often, and I've heard this over the years, where a young lady will look at a guy who's really good and really nice, and they'll just go, "Oh, that guy is corny," and then they'll go with some guy that really hurts her. And well, why did she think the first guy was corny? Well, it wasn't that he was corny. It was that you didn't realize you're still being motivated by that drama and trauma. And so you looked at the other person and said, "Oh, this guy here is unconsciously, you're like, I'm going to relive all my drama and trauma with this individual." Another thing about marrying young, it's not a solution for lust. It's not a solution for lust. Remember, lust is benefiting from others at their expense. Love is when you are benefiting others at your expense. That's what love is. Love is constantly pouring out at our own expense, but lust is always seeking to gain and benefit me, benefit myself, benefit yourself, ourselves, at the expense of another person. It's not. If you have addictions, if you have these issues in regards to intimacy, you need to deal with them before you get married. You want to make sure that the person you're choosing is morally free. And all of us have vices, all of us have issues, all of us have temptations, but is the person you're choosing morally free? Number two, that there's a clear vision that the family always comes first. And I don't mean the family as in the mom and dad. When two young people are coming together, they're saying this person is going to be the priority. Not my mom, not my dad, not my family. No, it's the priority is the hierarchy is God first, God at the center, and then the husband, the wife is the priority, the husband is the priority. That's the way it works. Even when children come into the picture, the spouse is always the priority. I can break this down for you another time, but I know that's already triggering some people. Number 4, you want to have a supportive community. A supportive community is necessary for accountability, for wisdom. Listen, you need to have people that you can call that are going to give you the right sound advice, the wisdom, so that your marriage can be sustained. So they can tell you, hey, what should I do in this situation? And they are giving you sound counsel. You want to choose someone, especially when you're young, that's already embedded in a community, that if they violate the norms of that community, they will experience shame and guilt, and that they value that community so much that they won't want to do anything to violate the community. That is a missing factor with a lot of marriages, even folks that marry older. I think the challenge when you get older is relationship circles start to shrink, and there's less of a sense of accountability. There's less of a sense of dependence or interdependence with other people that can challenge you. Listen, my wife knew exactly who to call when necessary to hold me accountable and challenge me. I knew who to call. She knew who to call. I knew who to call in regards to her. There were things, and listen, some of you say, well, I don't want all those people involved in my marriage. Well, if you're functioning right, if you've dealt with your trauma, if you're not dealing with lust, if you have a clear vision where your spouse is first, then those folks don't need to be called upon all the time. Then within this community, models that you as a wife, you as a husband can glean from and say, okay, this is how you do it. Okay, this is how you make it happen. And sometimes your models may not be just people around you, but in books, from seminars. Models make marriage and make being a husband and a wife a study, especially if you're marrying young. One point to notice is this, that statistically speaking, it has been shown that if you marry after 21, you are in a solid place. So now these celebrity folks that I just pointed to, they're 19. I don't know how long their engagement's going to be, but I know that statistically after 21, most increases the likelihood of the longevity of the marriage. Money. Like this young couple, obviously money is not an issue for them. This is really where the issue of finances is the reason why, one of the major reasons why marriage among younger folks, they're being delayed because they don't feel like they have the money. And this is where I've seen it work with these things in regards to money, that these things were present if a couple was going to get married young. If they, again, so number one is the man was a little older but had means. The man was a little older and had some means to support the family, some drive. Number two, they, again, being the same age or close, they being younger, but again, the man had a guaranteed job that provided income over time. Again, so that's so important, family, that, and this is typically what I've seen when it's successful. The young lady might also be in the career path as well. Again, I know a couple that's the way it worked out. They were both established very early on their career path, and so they were able to get married young. And when I'm talking about young, I'm talking under 25. Just so I'm clear, under 25, over 21, in that age range. And the woman was free. And that's the thing, free because the man's commitment, free to be a domestic engineer if she wanted. Some of you call that a housewife. I think domestic engineer, because that's what a wife, when she's embracing that role, that's what she is. She's the domestic engineer. And so much, or again, she had the freedom to pursue a career, and they navigated those things. But oftentimes the family around them were available to give them a leg up. My wife and I owe a lot to our family, a larger family unit that provided us, again, some real cushioning, some real protection, some real kind of like, okay, well, you're going to need this, you're going to need that. So, here's an apartment for you to live in. Here's some finances for this, and so on. And listen, at the end of the day, my wife and I can speak for myself as the husband. I'm so glad that God gave me the gift of my wife, because she is ride or die. We went ups and downs. Financially, that was we've been through all kinds of stuff. When I answered my calling to seminary, and our finances near disappeared. And again, the larger community of family and friends that were there to support us, support the marriage.
Now you know the truth.
Thank you, family. Now you know the truth. Subscribe, hit the like button. Please hit that notification bell and share this video with someone else. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about marrying young? God bless.